Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, as predicted last week, Andrew Bailey and the Bank of England committee raised base rate by 0.75%, the biggest rise for 33 years, and now putting base rate at 3%. It wasn't a shock to the markets at all. They've been pricing that in absolutely. And indeed, it's really interesting to see what's happened to mortgage rates actually since that's happened. So at the point of that 0.75 increase being announced, a 5-year rate was running at about 6.24%. Since then, they've come down under 6%. And that was because of the comments that Andrew made following that base rate rise. He did say, the media doesn't like to tell you this, he did say we are not expecting to do such a severe rate rise moving forward. We're very aware that if base rate tipped up to around 6%, that would send the UK economy into a 2-year recession. So as a result of that, we're not planning to do any large rate rises, can't make any guarantees. They're obviously furiously trying to control inflation by making people's debt more expensive to service. You simply have less money to spend on goods and services. So that's what they're trying to do. But there was a lot of caution around it, and the banks responded favourably to that. Mortgage rates coming down, 5-year swap rates becoming a lot more certain, and expected that the fixed rate market will stabilise. Many brokers at the moment are saying, look, don't take out a fixed rate at the moment, go for a variable rate, because we are expecting rates to stabilise and cool, and you'll get a better long-term rate if you wait a bit. So the media doesn't like to talk about that, does it? It looks on all the negative, talks about a 2-year recession, doesn't talk about the fact that they're trying to mitigate that. A good sign coming out in the mortgage market. There's no doubt buyers' affordability is being affected, and that will slightly dampen prices. But if you look at October in isolation, you could think we were on the brink of a property crash. In October, buyer inquiries were down. There was a quarterly drop in house prices, the first since July 2020, and the number of mortgages being sanctioned was down as well. But everybody is agreeing that that was a blip in the market. It came on the back of that disastrous mini budget at the end of September, and the market kind of went into panic mode for a while. The reality is that the housing market is predominantly needs driven. What I mean by that is your current home no longer fits a requirement or delivers what you want it to do for your home. So people get married, have babies, die, divorce, need to downsize, want to gift money to children, need to live in a different part of the country, have more income, want off-road parking, the 4th bedroom, the bigger garden. It's very much a needs-driven purchase. And it is believed that that is what will sustain the property market. If you look at what was happening before the 2008 crash, which incidentally wasn't felt too much here in Tunbridge Wells and the surrounding area, we do sit in quite a nice little bubble. But if you looked at where those real extreme price drops were seen, it was a very different environment, a contraction of money in the economy, unemployment running at a slightly more worrying level, and the banks have been doing very, very reckless lending. That just hasn't happened for a long time now. So very different scenario. October, a blip, mortgage rates calming. I think we just got to get through this year. I think this year is going to be lackluster. And then I think come next year, I have got so many people saying they want to go to market. You've just got to be more realistic with your pricing at the moment. You can't put a flag out there for a huge price, because in this market, you'll get a far more realistic price. Well, it was lovely, wasn't it? Fireworks evening last week. I went to Dunorland. Huge well done to the Rotary Club for putting on a fabulous display. And this week, of course, Remembrance Sunday. So do head down to the War Memorial in Tunbridge Wells. That's where I'll be, and various services throughout the county. There was a great story on Rightmove about Chilham Castle that was purchased. Do have a look at that one. That looks quite interesting. A huge debt taken out to buy that castle, and they're going to be converting it into flats. There's lots of other really good news, fun stories out there if you look at the website. So I'm going to try and bring you less of the doom and gloom economy stories, although hopefully mine always have a element of positivity and realism going forward. But anyway, have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.